Yep.
Oh, the train. Yay.
That's our train.
Yay.
So we're heading over to Tashkent overnight. Then once we get there, we're gonna drive over to Uzbekistan. So this is a Lux cabin on Kazakhstan Railways. We've got 2 beds, our own private cabin. Close the door, and we've got a mirror. There are lights, but they haven't turned the power on because we're not moving yet. We're still in Almaty station. And so we're on this until 9:30 tomorrow morning. You can see the mountains there in the distance. Apparently there's a restaurant car, but I went 3 cars either direction and I couldn't find it. Just a bunch of guys smoking in between the carriages. Oh, we stopped for a little while in looks to be the absolute middle of nowhere. And we're surviving the train Chinese style. And instant noodles, but they didn't come with forks, so we had to ask the train staff for some forks. So I had to look up how to say fork with Google Translate. Languages in Kazakhstan are an interesting issue. So English is not super common.
No, it's not common at all.
You find people speaking English, which is the official languages here are Kazakh and Russian. So Kazakh is a Turkic language, so it sounds a bit like Uyghur. Russian is obviously Russian. Because of all the Russian influence throughout history, even pre-Soviet, most people speak Russian here. But that can cause some interesting issues. So one thing we found was with this train, first of all, the city we were just in, Almaty. Almaty is the Kazakh name of it, which is now the official name since independence. But the Russian name of the city is Almaty, and all the trains use the Russian name for it, so we left Almaty instead of Almaty. And the place we're going is either Shymkent or Chimkent. Paprika chips. How about you? But we also got shashlik chips.
stopped in Chilcobas. Still about 2 hours from Tashkent. We just got up, got dressed. It maybe looks, but the toilets are still holes in the floor, and there's no shower or anything. So it's not exactly luxury. This is the crossing into Uzbekistan. Shibek Joli. So, this is Uzbekistan. We're heading to Tashkent with our driver Hamid.
Yes.
We got some cold water. The border is not easy, so
Crowded.
yeah, very crowded. But crowded was good because someone came through who spoke English and was able to help us through. So none of the paperwork was in English until we specially asked for it. I had to get one of the armed guards to translate one of the forms for me. You have to declare all your money, every single denomination, so that took a while. And one of the Kazakh border guys was a collector of foreign money, so
Yeah.
we gave him some Australian dollars and he gave us some rubles. That was an interesting experience. So if you want to come here and do it this way, it took 2 hours to get to the border from Shymkent because of the road quality, and then another 45 minutes or so to get through the border, and there was about a kilometre of walking involved in that. But we're here now, and it's almost at Tashkent.
Well,
So there's a 800,000 som.
please count it. Sometimes he lies, you know.
Oh, that's
Cheaper.
fine.
Population of Uzbekistan. Koreans. 10%. No shop around. When the Arabs came in 712, they brought, as I mentioned before, they brought new technologies as well.
Yeah.
For instance, fired brick.
Ah.
Before Arabs, people in Central Asia, they used sun-baked brick or mud brick. Yeah. Before the Arabs, there was no this technology. Arabs, they brought this technology, and that is why we call this shape brick Muslim brick.
Ah,
Muslim brick.
okay.
And since 700s, people use this type of brick till end of 1800s, because when the Russians came, the Tsar Russia, they brought new type of brick, which we call Nicholas brick. But till end of 1800s, we use this type of
Ah,
brick.
okay.
So which means all this, each of them are all brick, and all this mosque, which was opened in 2007, built of old Muslim brick. Why I started to speak about religion? Because we are in the most religious part of Tashkent. Because on the right side is the Muslim border of Uzbekistan. They established this square is called, or this complex is called, Hast Imam complex, and this is the very center of old Tashkent. Hast Imam, or another way, Hazrati Imam. Let's stay in a shade.
That in there is a library with the oldest surviving Quran in the world. 1,370 years old. Very impressive.
Mosque, new mosque.
Abidi walk, yeah?
That's pretty.
Abi we're gonna on the right side is a museum of history of Uzbekistan.
Former Lenin Museum.
He presented this theater with the lancet or broken arches and with the minarets on the top, and like an Oriental palace. Today it's closed. That's kind of famous theater. White Palace is an international convention hall. Hotel Uzbekistan, which used to be the biggest hotel of Soviet time in Central Asia, which was built on the style of open book, which like is greeting the guests of Tashkent.
So Tashkent is really nice, really super clean. Yeah, compared to most places we've been. Very comfortable, and lots of old stuff still around here, so it's not like Astana. Yeah, so during the Soviet times, this was the 4th or 5th largest city in the Soviet Union. After the '66 earthquake, they rebuilt a lot of the city. But people coming from the rest of the Soviet Union to rebuild all the housing and stuff. So a lot of this is still in that sort of 60s, 70s style, and particularly our hotel. Yeah, very open, very green. Yeah, so don't let the difficulty of crossing the border put you off. Uzbekistan is a really nice destination, and I'm really glad we came here, because I remember Jing was worried about getting visas here, and we almost didn't come. Are you glad I changed your mind?